Yo, hello everyone. Today we are going to see Nano Banana 2 because Google just released the new model of Nano Banana, and of course we are going to test and compare Nano Banana 2 with Nano Banana Pro to see what's changed, what's not, which one is better, and the use case. And in the end of the video I will let you see two ways of using Nano Banana 2 completely for free. So without further ado, let's start with the video. Now, here let's start with some realistic generations, and we are going to see both. So here, this is Nano Banana Pro. As you can see, very realistic. This is like a professional photography of a real girl. And here, Nano Banana 2, so the new model. And as you can see, again, super realistic, looks like a very professional picture of a random girl. So both here are great. Let's see a macro shot of an eye. So let's start with Nano Banana Pro. In all the video, we'll start with Nano Banana Pro and then we move to Nano Banana 2. So here, an eye and with the reflection of a window, and this is scare me a little bit because it seems like the window in my house, so it is a little bit scary to see. But anyway, let's move on. Here you can see the skin texture, perfect. Here you can see the eyes with the blood vessel. Again, the level of details here is incredible. This looks super realistic and it is an amazing generation. So let's take a look at Nano Banana 2. Again, scary that my windows in my house is pretty much the same. So I'm a little bit scared about this, but as we can see here, the eyebrows are a little bit more accentuated. Here we have the blood vessel of the eyes, maybe a little bit too much, I don't know. And the skin texture here. The skin texture, I like it a little bit better. So both generations are great. So macros of an eye, nailed it. We move on into street photography of a woman walking in a rainy European city, and in this case I mentioned in the prompt natural motion blur. And as we can see here with Nano Banana Pro, it is spot on. I mean, she's clearly a woman, she's walking in the rain, seems like a European city. There is some blur because she is moving, and also there is some blur here in the signs of the cafe, of the pharmacy, as you can see. I mean, this is very realistic. If you take a picture on a rainy day in a street, it will look more or less like this one. If we take a look at the Nano Banana 2 generation, it is a little bit too perfect. I mean, it is clearly raining, it is a European city, but the girl is a little bit too perfect. There is not much blur on her motion. Also, we have the same bar name here and here, but that's not the point. The point is that she, also even the umbrella, she looks too perfect. With Nano Banana Pro, she looks real. So this is not a good generation in my opinion, because yes, the prompt was followed, but not precisely, and without the blur and so on, the details are too perfect. So this time the point goes to Nano Banana Pro, because as you can see, this is very realistic. Here we move on into some sci-fi character. So I wanted a cyborg portrait with semi-transparent synthetic skin revealing biomechanical components underneath. And as you can see in Nano Banana Pro, yes, we have the mechanical part of the face, but about the transparent skin, not so much. I really like though how she looks. She looks very realistic in her face. I really like the halo here in the eyes, and the part of the mechanism, I don't like it very much because it seems like the face is opened and not with a semi-transparent skin. Here, very different generation. There is the semi-transparent skin on this side, so this one I like it better. But for the face, it's a little bit too fake. It seems like a flux generation, if you know the kind of skin that you get with old flux models. So a little bit too plasticky and not so realistic. But I really like the mechanical part and the semi-transparent skin. So this one, Nano Banana Pro, a little bit more realistic, the girl, but a little bit less in the mechanical part. And in this, not so realistic, but a little bit better in the mechanical part. And another thing here with a fantasy character, as you can see, so Dark Elf, intricate details on the armor and around the eyes, so great generation by Nano Banana Pro. But Nano Banana 2 is clearly better because the details of the armor are way better. The face, the details on the face are way better, even the hair, and also in the stuff and the hands. So this time Nano Banana 2 takes the point because with this fantasy generation is clearly superior compared to this one. So a few more examples before we move on into the editing part, because of course we need to test both the text to image and the image editing. So here the prompt is a ultra realistic portrait of a 23 years old Instagram style influencer and so on. So this is Nano Banana Pro. So very realistic, beautiful shot, prompt followed. And here we have Nano Banana 2. And immediately we can see a thing, the size of the image. So the girl is super realistic, the background, the way she poses, very real. But we have two different sizes for the image. This is a horizontal one, so like a 16:9. This is clearly a vertical one, so like a 9:16, for example. And since in the prompt I specifically said Instagram style influencer, here Nano Banana 2 is clearly better because it is a size of the image that is optimized for Instagram. And so, compared to this one, of course. And so, I believe that here Nano Banana 2 clearly wins, just because of the size of the image and the interpretation of the prompt. Here, again, a selfie style. Both generations are great. These look like a real selfie with the blur on the hands here and the house on the background. Again, very good. Here we have some blur with the hands and the house, the apartment on the background. The prompt was followed precisely, so great generation. Here we have two very different generations because the prompt was high-end luxury magazine editorial portrait of a beautiful 44 years old woman, and so on. Professional Vogue style photography. And as you can see, in Nano Banana Pro, we have like a Vogue magazine and the model, the picture of the model on the page of the magazine. So Nano Banana Pro took it very literal. I mean, as you can see, great picture and great style and composition. With Nano Banana 2, it is just like a professional photography of a picture for a magazine about a high-end luxurious magazine. So both generations are great. I like it a little bit better than Nano Banana 2 one, but let me know in the comments what you like the best. Here we have some other kind of character, and here we want motion, so ultra realistic female samurai warrior in motion, holding a katana mid-swing, and also the kimono with extremely intricate traditional Japanese patterns. So here Nano Banana Pro, it's perfect. The kimono is great, the katana is great, we have the motion, as you can see the blurred point of the katana, her eyes, the scar. I mean, this is an amazing generation. If we take a look at Nano Banana 2, this is a little bit too exaggerated. I mean, in real life you won't have this is some anime style stuff. with though a realistic character. The kimono is great, the pose is great, but this is a little bit less realistic in my opinion, so I take this one from Nano Banana Pro for the win. And lastly, I want to test out a more abstract and lastly, I want a more abstract prompt. So the prompt is a hyper-detailed cosmic female entity floating in space with a black hole in the background. So here is Nano Banana Pro. Prompt followed precisely. She looks perfect, as the prompt said, with galaxy in her eyes, with an ethereal body made up of galaxies. We have a black hole in the background, so this is great. Nano Banana 2 take it a little bit more cartoonish, a little bit more illustrated way. So as we can see, yes, we have the black hole, yes, we have the ethereal female character, but it is not very, I should say, realistic. It is more like an illustration or a cartoon. So in this case, I prefer the Nano Banana Pro generation a little bit better. So now we covered text to image. Let's move on into image editing. So here we have the first prompt. We have the same character that we've generated before. And this time I want to keep the character the same, but add realistic rain droplets on her hair, on her skin, damp clothing fabric, cooler color temperature. This was a prompt that I used in my video where I was comparing Nano Banana Pro with GPT Image 1.5 when it comes to editing. And that time Nano Banana Pro failed miserably, while GPT Image 1.5 did an amazing job. So I want to test out if Nano Banana 2 has upped their game and how it goes. So this is Nano Banana Pro. I mean, there isn't much rain, just a little bit, so it doesn't change too much. This is Nano Banana 2. Way better. You can see the raindrop on her crop top, you can see the wet floor, you can see the rain drop on her hair and on her face. So very good job. They upgrade, I believe, their editing stuff on Nano Banana 2. Now this was a prompt that no model done right so far. So I want to take this character and zoom in really good on her eyes, just to see her eyes zoomed. And as we can see, this is a good generation. I mean, the makeup is there, the color of the eye is there, and the skin texture is there. So this is a good generation from Nano Banana Pro. Here, with Nano Banana 2, not so great. The color is different, the makeup isn't there, and the color of the eyebrows too is a little bit different. Nano Banana Pro clearly is better, but still it is not perfect, because if we see at her eyes are walking up in the distance and a little bit to the left. In this case, the eye is seeing straight up. So, good, not perfect. This is a very difficult prompt, and so far every single model failed. With this Nano Banana Pro, it's the best one, but again, not perfect. Now I want to do the same, now I want to do the opposite thing. So I want to have this picture and we want to outpaint, so have the whole body about this female character with the black hole in the distance. So this is Nano Banana Pro. We have her whole body and we have the giant supermassive black hole in the distance with some galaxies here. And here we have it pretty much the same thing with Nano Banana 2, with the whole body about the character and the supermassive black hole in the distance. I believe that this one is a little bit better because the black hole is a little bit more in the distance. This one is a little bit too close to her, but you know, black hole attracts things, so maybe it's good. Now, another thing here, we want convert motion scene into a hyper detailed slow motion freeze frame with individual rain droplets suspended in the air while maintaining realism about this image. And as we can see here, we have the rain droplets freeze mid-air, perfect, and also the water here, so the droplets about the water in the floor. So great generation, amazing generation, I should say. With Nano Banana 2, there are a little bit too much here and none here. So not so realistic and too much stuff going on here compared with this one with the right amount of droplets and also the droplets here. Here we want to take this picture, this selfie style picture, and completely change the background, the lighting, and the mood of the picture. So this is from Nano Banana Pro. Great, maybe a little bit too enlightenment here on the right side. This seems a little bit more realistic in my opinion. So here Nano Banana 2 takes the point. And now I want to test two more things before we move on and see how to get access to Nano Banana 2 and use it for free. So a couple more examples and then we move on. So here I want to test general knowledge of the model. So I prompted a detailed scene with a lot of different anime characters. So we have Geto Suguru, we have Inosuke, we have Gintoki Sakata, we have Pee-wee from Elk, a very niche character. I don't know how many of you know about Pee-wee. Denji from Chainsaw Man, Kotaro Bokuto from IQ, again a little bit of a niche character. Android 18, Haruno Sakura from Naruto, Boa Hancock, and Izumi Curtis. And of course, if you're not a maniac like me, maybe you don't know who Izumi Curtis is. Izumi Curtis is a very specific character from Full Metal Alchemist. She is the sensei, so the teacher, of Alphonse and Edward Elric. So again, this was to test the knowledge of the model. Of course, Denji from Chainsaw Man is super famous, Geto again super famous, and Sakura is super famous, but characters like Pee-wee, like Izumi Curtis are super niche, so I want to test those out. So Nano Banana Pro, okay, great generation, we have two Getos, don't know why, we have Sakura, we have Bokuto, great. We have Android 18, we have Boa Hancock, Denji, Inosuke, and Gintoki. And I really like that it interpreted the character the way they are. I mean, Gintoki is super laid back, Inosuke is super pumped, Boa Hancock is very elegant, and so on. Here we have this character that can be Pee-wee, but for reference, this is Pee-wee from Elk. So not so similar, and this character should technically be Izumi Curtis, but this is Izumi Curtis from Full Metal Alchemist. So as you can see, not the same character at all. Here we have Nano Banana 2, so we have Denji, we have Geto, Inosuke, Gintoki, Sakura, Bokuto, with also his catchphrase, hey hey hey, I love it. No idea of who the character is, Boa Hancock, Android 18, and no idea. So I believe that this could be Pee-wee from Elk, but again, Pee-wee is this character, so completely wrong. And Izumi Curtis, but again, she is Izumi Curtis, so not great. The other characters, the most famous one, are amazing, and also with their classic style, so Inosuke super pumped up, Gintoki super laid back, Bokuto pumped up with the catchphrase, and so on. So great generation. Both models recognize famous characters from anime, not some specific niche character. So let's move on. Here I have this picture and I want to take 3 shots of the same character but from different angles. So as you can see, this is Nano Banana Pro. Amazing job. The character is the same, all the little details are very consistent, and the shots are taken from 3 different angles, so perfect. This is Nano Banana 2. Character is clearly the same, the details are clearly the same, but I don't know why here we can see her eyes, because the goggles are a little bit up on the forehead, And honestly, I don't know why it generated that, because I clearly specifically said that I want the same exact character. So this Nano Banana Pro is better in this regard. Here I want my model, so she, with this hoodie that is a very intricate and elaborate hoodie, with these very expensive and intricate headphones. And as you can see, this is Nano Banana Pro, so great job on the hoodie, great job on the headphones, and also on the character. She is clearly my character even with the tattoos, so amazing generation. And here again, great job on the hoodie, amazing job on the headphones, and as you can see, even the tattoo are the same, so both very well done. This is just to showcase that you can use Nano Banana Pro or Nano Banana 2 to have your model with different products to do UGC content or affiliate marketing or what you want. So this is great. Now I want the same exact character doing arm wrestling with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Snoop Dogg as a referee of the match. So as you can see here, Nano Banana Pro, this is perfect. He is clearly Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He is clearly Snoop Dogg. She is smiling because she is winning, and The Rock is trying super hard. And Snoop Dogg is the referee of the match. Also, very professional arm wrestling setup here. So really like the generation, and as you can see, her tattoos are the same as my reference image here. This is Nano Banana 2. I don't know what's wrong with the face of Snoop Dogg. I mean, he is clearly Snoop Dogg. The eyes are a little bit weird. He is clearly The Rock. Very professional arm wrestling setup. She's clearly my model with all the tattoos. She's smiling because she's winning, kind of. And The Rock is trying very hard. So both generations recognize the characters. So on that, perfect. This is a little bit better because of the eyes of Snoop Dogg. I mean, this is very weird. So another generation, this time something completely different, an illustration of a steampunk character with a very long paragraph describing the character. So as you can see, the text is correct. If you want to pause it and read it, you will see that the text is correct and the character looks very good. And here, Nano Banana 2, again, character looks very good, and as you can see, if you want, you can pause. The text is long, but is correct. So great generation. So as we can see, the two models are not very different. I mean, yes, Nano Banana Pro improved in some details, like this generation, for example, but in the end, it doesn't change very much compared with Nano Banana Pro. As a matter of fact, in some generation, Nano Banana Pro was clearly better. The thing that changed is the velocity. So Nano Banana 2 is way faster compared to Nano Banana Pro. So I just have a prompt. Here to let you see how much faster it is compared to Nano Banana Pro. So I'll press enter. And as you can see, Nano Banana 2 has just finished. It took like 40 seconds for the image to be ready. And now we are waiting on Nano Banana Pro because it will take a little bit more time. So in the meantime, we can see that the picture is very good. And now, as we can see, Nano Banana Pro has finished as well. Again, great picture, almost double the time. So Nano Banana 2 is way faster. Also, if you get this error, something went wrong with this response, please try again. Just click retry and the model will load up again. It may happen a few times before it will work. I don't know why. Sometimes it happens with Nano Banana Pro as well. It is a thing about Nano Banana. I don't know why. And as you can see, after I click retry, the image is done. So great Great generation. Now, of course, you can use Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2 here on LM Arena, and you can go also direct chat. If you here you select image, here you can select the model that you want to use. So this one, Gemini 3.1, is Nano Banana 2. This one, Gemini 3 Pro, is Nano Banana Pro. Or you can go into Google Gemini, just click on create an image, you use a prompt, and you press enter. So as you can see, is loading Nano Banana. So in this case, it will use Nano Banana 2 by default. And here we have our image. And so these are two ways of using Nano Banana Pro and Nano Banana 2 completely for free. So one through LM Arena, as we saw here, and one is with Google Gemini, as we saw here. A quick thing I forgot to mention, if we go into the Hugging Face text-to-image leaderboard, we can see, of course, the leaderboard. So here we have Nano Banana 2 at the second spot. Yesterday was at the first spot. But the most important thing is the price. So if we see the API pricing, we can see that Nano Banana Pro is $134 for 1K images, while Nano Banana 2 is only $67 for 1K images, so half of the price for the API pricing. And also, if we go into the image editing leaderboard, as we can see, things change not so much. I mean, Nano Banana Pro is second, Nano Banana 2 is third, and again, the pricing is half the price. So Nano Banana 2 is way faster and way cheaper compared to Nano Banana Pro. So let me know in the comments below, what do you think about this model? Let me know what's your favorite generation, what's your favorite model, and of course, if you want to, please consider giving a like and subscribe to the channel. It will help me very, very much. If you want more about this kind of stuff and also about Conf UI, some workflow and so on, you can join my free community on School. You can find the link in the description of the video, in the first comment, or just scan the QR code right now here on the screen. In the meantime, I wish you a great day. Let me know what you want me to cover next, and take care. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.